Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for February. I hope you're well. I am going to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Taurus out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, Taurus, get in where you fit in. But as always, please don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Taurus? Taurus. All right, Taurus, you are starting out with the Chariot. You have the Five of Wands. And coming out together is the King of Cups in the reverse, along with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. All right. So, Taurus, I feel like you moved headlong into something. You were moving rapidly, quickly, in a very balanced way, and then there was some conflict that occurred here. And that conflict may have caused you to emotionally kind of pull back and put your guards up. I feel like you may be afraid that something here isn't stable, but it caused you to put up those guards, to become a little uncooperative, you know, and it's related to a conflict here. So let's see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Taurus energy, please. Show me who is in Taurus energy. All right. We have the Hermit in the reverse. You could be dealing with a Virgo. We have the Two of Cups, sign of Gemini, and we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. So this person could have kind of pulled back a little bit as well. They were thinking about things. They were trying to figure things out. Or you could have been moving towards somebody that you had not really been in contact with for quite a while. But I see that there was a break in communication with this person, and then there was communication that started, and I do feel like this is the person that you were headlong moving towards, feeling really successful about things. I will tell you that this person feels like you are a soulmate, and they definitely have feelings and emotions. They have love for you. With the Five of Swords here in the reverse, they could be trying to avoid a conflict, or if there has already been this conflict, which I do see in your energy, they do want to resolve that because they want to get on the same page with you. And I feel like they will tell you that as well. So I feel like this person is, you know, they love you and they want to resolve these problems. They're trying to figure things out. So show me the energy between Taurus and this person. The Star card in reverse. Yeah. So you kind of feel like you were headed headlong towards this person, and all of a sudden your hopes got kind of thrown to the wayside. So, and they're kind of worried as well. There's healing that needs to take place here. Something needs to be healed. And I do feel like it's something from the past. It doesn't feel like fresh, you know, but there's this need to heal something that occurred, whatever it was that caused you to go out of communication with this person for a while. You could live at a distance from them. Let me see what's affecting the connection. The Ten of Pentacles. So that's known as the everything card. You both feel like you could have it all if you could just get past this conflict. I will tell you, you're both thinking about things from a long-term perspective. Ten of Pentacles can also indicate the influence of family in particular, or possibly close friends that could be affecting this connection as well. You could have some kind of a family member that has created some conflict here. If so, this person definitely wants to work this out. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Taurus. Show me the outcome for Taurus. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse. I feel like this person's trying to avoid a Tower moment. This feels more like, now there could have been a Tower moment in the past, more distant past, not recent past, that the two of you are deciding maybe you could rebuild this together, but you're uncertain because of this conflict, or possibly the influence of a family member, or even a close friend. So I feel like you're both trying to avoid things blowing up again. So if there's been some conflict, which I see there has, this person in particular wants to resolve it because you've kind of pulled back emotionally. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So that's underlying energy. And again, it does indicate you building a wall around your heart. There's definitely feelings and emotions here, but you could have, both of you kind of said, okay, you know, I need to pull back my feelings a little bit. So let's look at this. Let's clarify. Spirit, why is a Chariot here for Taurus? Why is the Chariot here for Taurus? Ace of Wands reversed and the Two of Cups reversed. Now, they had the Two of Cups in the upright. So, yeah, you were moving headlong into this, and I feel like this conflict caused you to really pull back. You're questioning, you know, because at some point in the distant past, or, you know, I don't know if distant past is the right word, but there was something here in the past, not the recent past, that caused this person to go out of communication. I see a breakup that occurred here. I see with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, there was an ending here. You weren't feeling it towards this person, but then you started moving towards them again. So let me see. So there's unresolved stuff from the past that is affecting the relationship currently, is what or it looks like is happening here. Why is the Five of Wands here? Why is the Five of Wands here? Okay, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles reverse. You may be having some financial issues as well. Yeah, you are not feeling supported by close friends or family, or you are not listening to close friends or family, because you may feel like somebody in your family or somebody, a close friend perhaps, but more likely family, may be causing some conflict in this relationship. Yeah, it almost looks to me like you feel that there was a loss here in this connection because somebody interfered. Yeah, that's the way it's looking. Regardless, I do see that you have some internal conflict about whether or not this relationship is going to go the distance. But at the same time, I feel like you almost have a little bit of a codependent energy on this person. So you're conflicted. Is it going to work out? Is it going to go long term? Is it going to be solid? You could also have some issues revolving around money. I do see that you are... you possibly have had a financial loss that has affected you as well. And it's almost like you're fighting for your own stability there. Let me see this bottom energy. Show me the bottom energy for Taurus. All right, we have the Strength card. We have the Four of Cups. Page of Cups in the reverse, and the Five of Wands reversed. All right. So you both have, well, they have the Five of Swords reversed. You have the Five of Wands reversed. So it goes from the upright into the reverse. So I do feel that, you know, you have strong feelings for this person. You also may have pulled back emotionally. You were kind of ignoring this person a little bit. You weren't expressing your feelings or emotions to them. And I do feel that there's a little uncooperative energy related to this conflict. But this conflict is going to end. I feel like you're going to be looking back at it. You're also looking back at more distant past. And, you know, that looking back is causing it so that even though you have strong feelings for this person, it's causing you to not really see the love that's being presented right now. And so I feel like you're pulled back from that, but that conflict's going to end. The internal conflict will end, as well as the conflict with this person. And I do see you rebuilding something with this person. So let me look at, some of you could have been involved with somebody new as well, and that did not work out. Because I see some sort of a foundation or a lack of a foundation with somebody new, and that could be part of what you're looking back at. It's almost like you're referencing different places in your history, in your past. And because of that, you're not really seeing clearly what this person is offering to you right now. So let me look at their energy. Spirit, why is the Hermit here for the person in Taurus energy? Why is the Hermit here for the person in Taurus energy? All right, we have the Two of Wands. Ooh, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Yeah, so this person is going to tell you, Taurus, that if they could choose anybody, it would be you. Yeah, in their head, they're thinking about this coming back together. They really want to work things out with you. So they choose you. They choose you. Let me see the Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups here? Knight of Pentacles reversed. Four of Swords reversed, and the Death card. So yeah, there's healing that needs to take place. There's stuck energy here. Again, for some of you, you had somebody, either a close friend or possibly family member, that could have been interfering in the connection. But I feel like until things are discussed about why this relationship ended, what are the current feelings, you know, what is currently going on in the connection, I feel like this person's not going to be able to move forward, which is why we're seeing the Star card in reverse. There's something here that needs to be healed so this new beginning can come in. And it has to do with how things ended, it looks like. Yeah. So let's look at the Five of Swords in the reverse. Show me the Five of Swords in the reverse. Okay, Ten of Cups reversed and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, they're trying to avoid conflict with you, but this person is unhappy. If there was already, and it does look like there was, they're unhappy with the conflict that has occurred. I feel like they're going to tell you that, though. They could also feel like, you know, is Taurus trying to play me? Is Taurus going to be in and out of my life? Because that's not really what I want. That's not going to make me happy. So this person is unhappy with the conflict that has occurred. They want to talk about it. They want to work it out. But they also are acknowledging that whatever broke the two of you up in the past, created that distance between the two of you, they're saying that needs to be talked about. It needs to be discussed so that we can get on the same page. Now, do they want to argue with you? They absolutely do not. And they will be telling you that. So let me see the energy between Taurus and this person. And I honestly feel like they're moving towards you faster than you're moving towards them. Oh, Queen of Cups, you love this person. Yeah, you definitely love this person. And we have the Hangman in reverse. This person was waiting for you to express your feelings to them. They have been waiting for you to express how you feel. And it's like you've been keeping a lid on that love. Underlying issue is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. You were distant. You were putting up these walls here, and this person began to view the relationship very differently. But now it's not in a negative. They realize how much they love you. They realize that they would choose you, but they are also acknowledging that something here needs to be healed. So I do feel like this person was waiting for you. It looks like the wait is over. I do see you expressing some feelings and emotions here, which is positive, and I think will be very healing as well. Let me see the Ten of Pentacles. Show me the Ten of Pentacles. All right, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's going to take action on both sides. Now, you could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I see Scorpio pretty strongly here. You could also be dealing with a Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, or a Virgo. But it's going to take action on both sides. Now, for you, you're going to have to be very patient. And by the way, if you are having some financial difficulties and you're kind of fighting through a financial loss, that money is going to be coming in. So be patient, because I do see money coming towards you. Maybe not as much as you want, but it is coming, and you're going to have to be patient towards that. And it will be from your own actions, your own work here, particularly if you're self-employed or you are a high-level manager. So just be patient, because you build from the Seven of Pentacles all the way up to the Ten of Pentacles, and you're going to have to build slowly and patiently. But that's a side note. And so with regard to this person, I feel like you're going to have to be very patient with them. I feel in order to build something that is going to be long-term, I feel like you definitely felt a loss in this connection. And I feel like, you know, it's going to take patience for you to get on the same page with them. But I do see you doing that. I see you expressing your feelings and your emotions. I see you looking at things and building things, consciously building things from a long-term perspective. This person that's in your energy, I do feel like, you know, they're going to be very communicative with you. I see them communicating more than you do. But this person is basically saying, I'm not budging, I'm not moving forward until you offer me something of substance. You know, they're willing to move slowly. We see the Page of Pentacles here that grows into the Ten of Pentacles. Again, this person is more action-oriented. There's passion that's here. There's love that's here on both sides. So I feel like this will grow. It will grow. It's very positive signs there. Let me see. And look at that. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands. This is likely a very passionate connection. So let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome for Taurus. Show me the outcome for Taurus. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And we have the Nine of Cups. All right, so there is a rebuilding that is going on here of a situation that collapsed because it wasn't built on a solid foundation. I see you kind of realizing this, but at the same time, as you're realizing this, you're kind of holding back. You're questioning if you're on the same page. A lot of it has to do with the conflict here from the past. But I do see you putting the work in to resolve the conflict that's occurred with this person. There is going to be some stuck energy. I don't see this moving very quickly, but likely because there is something that needs to be addressed and healed from the past, from the more distant past. Now, this person is seeing you as wish fulfillment, and they're going to tell you that. This person's trying to avoid further conflict. They also want to resolve the conflict that is existing here between the two of you because it's making them very unhappy. And they're going to be coming towards you saying, look, you are my wish fulfillment. This stuck energy is going to have to be resolved in order for this connection to be rebuilt on a solid foundation. But I see you willing to put the work into it. So I actually think that this is really, really good energy here. I do. I think it's just that there's some things here that are still unresolved that's affecting you currently that have to be healed. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy is here again. So, you know, there's a lot of passion, but you're holding back on the feelings and emotions. I do see this as being a divine couple. And I also see you being more action-oriented. So you might be somebody who has a difficult time expressing your feelings, or you could express your feelings through physical passion instead of, you know, words. But I do see this after a very slow start. I do see this rebuilding. I see you rebuilding something here with this person. All right, we're going to take an oracle card for you, Taurus, and we'll see if there's any further information. I'm using the Chinese fortune cards. We just had our Chinese New Year this week. I believe it was on Tuesday. Pulling for the sign of Taurus. Pulling for Taurus. All right, you have number 11, and you know that is a that's a God number. So this union looks like it is blessed, but the card is called forgiveness. So let's read that. All right, so it's talking about letting go of the past, closing doors, sorrow, heartache, or unresolved issues. So it says you could be feeling stuck, anxious, or perhaps even frustrated. You may be experiencing some unresolved issues which could see sleepless nights and tempers tested. Ah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm seeing. The emotional baggage you're holding on to could be making you sick, and this has got to be sorted out now. It is a time for forgiveness. Now, in the relationship area, it says someone may have left you hurt, or may have left you or hurt you deeply. You're still suffering the emotional effects of this betrayal, but now is the time to move on. Now, that could be moving on together, or moving on from the issue, or moving on from this person, but I really feel like this is coming back together, and I do feel like this person definitely has some deep feelings for you. So I see you putting in the work, but it's going to take a minute. It's going to slow down before that Wheel of Fortune can go into the upright, because these unresolved issues have to be addressed. All right, I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have resonated with this reading, Taurus, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Be sure to hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Taurus, know that you are loved, and namaste.